It is Houston Black Restaurant Week, a perfect time to try a new restaurant or take on African-American cuisine beyond barbecue and soul food. I recently caught up with award-winning chef and restaurateur Chris Williams, who's doing exactly that. Let's start with the inspiration behind Late August and this rather unique name.
All of our concepts within the hospitality group are based on history in some kind of way. When it came to this one, we're in the old Sears building. So then I started trying to research my connection with Sears, Roebuck Company. And it's a bunch of things that stood out, and one, how they desegregated the shopping experience for Americans, and then two, the Christmas catalog. When I started trying to research that, like when it came out, all I could ever find was late August, no definitive date. And so I thought it would be a great starting point for us because it didn't lock me into anything as far as like culinarily speaking, like it's vague, I could do whatever I want. So this is our cowpea hummus made with black eyed peas. It's topped off with a little of Chef Sergio's chorizo.
What influences the food palette and selection here at Late August?
Fortunately, I met Chef Sergio about a year and a half ago.
We have our memelita we're making right now. It has the citrus pork.
It took me back to this idea that I had about 8 years ago when I was traveling through Mexico. Hello. I was in Oaxaca, and I discovered, the history of this Afro-Mex population in Costa Chica, which is in the southern part of Oaxaca, which is the largest Afro-Mexican population in Mexico. And so when I started to get that history, I started to see Oaxacan food differently. When I was in Oaxaca, this is one of the most striking things that I tasted on the first day. And chapulines are just dried crickets. I started to connect with it in a different way, and I always wanted to do something that highlighted that story that I think nobody's really discussed. They don't really consider, like how Mexico's the southern end of the Underground Railroad. And then we just bring it to life with the mustard green frills. When I met Sergio, speaking with him, I was like, I had this idea, man, about pulling these cultures together and putting them on a plate. And he was like, whoa, that's interesting, like Afro-Mex. I was like, yeah, Afro-Mex. So this is my great-grandmother's hot roll dough, the original recipe that we make over at Lucille's. We found another iteration of it, another use for it. I threw it in the fryer and this came out. And it's the perfect accompaniment to the hummus.
Your great-grandmother's name is on your other restaurant. How has she influenced your overall food philosophy, even in this fusion that you create here?
So she was a free woman ahead of her game from the very beginning, and you could see it in the recipes from her cookbook. A Japanese bean pie, to bake Alaska, to 6 different types of béarnaise sauce. Like, she did everything as a free, curious culinarian should do. So yeah, that's influenced me from the beginning. I never felt locked in any kind of specific genre of cooking.
It's such an interesting take on hummus.
Yeah.
And so delicious.
What do you hope people walk away with other than just a great meal when they dine at one of your establishments?
Well, if it's African Americans, I hope they feel empowered. And for everybody else, I hope they feel informed.
And Black Restaurant Week continues through this Sunday. For a link to the full list of participating restaurants, including Chef Williams' other 2 places, visit khou.com.